was Ethereum's birth. It was a higher low. So yeah, that's shocking, man. This is like, it's come back down to make a literal frickin' a double bottom from June 2023. Shocking, man. A double bottom here. What happens, man? I don't know. Look. It just, I know we're cheap. A lot of people are calling for much lower. Whatever. And there's always people calling for lower and higher. But just look, friends. My goal in markets, it's not to satisfy short-term jitters or even satisfy my own need for dopamine. That's not my goal. My goal is to win. To win, you have to play long-term, because I want a high win rate and I want to go all in. I like that. Yeah. And you want to make the most amount of money, the highest return. Okay. You know that. However, though, you minimize your dopamine. There is an urge to constantly get wins. There is an urge. That's why people trade. Because you're like, oh, I'm winning every day. Green P&L. That's why you trade. That's one of the best parts of trading. People can have 16 out of 20 days where they're green. And they look at their month or they look at their week and it's like green every single week. They love that. Yeah, it gets very addicting once you're in there. But ultimately, you underperform. You will underperform. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. And plus, you eventually lose your edge too. You lose your edge. So we already know that though, but you're probably wondering when is the pain going to end? I know it's tough, Ben. When moon. This is Bitcoin dominance slicing up. I've got some juicy news to go through with you. And we'll just crack on through with it so we can get to the real other juicy stuff. So Donald Trump has announced he will launch a Bitcoin spot ETF. That's wild. So he's Mr. Pump. It's insane to think about, but now it makes sense. So he's basically going to attach his name to all things crypto, which is good. We launched a celebrity token. So if you were one of the 400,000 new wallets that bought into Trump token and now you're bleeding, thank you. You helped bootstrap the whole industry.
Get matched today with the tax expert who's just right for your situation. They'll do your taxes from start to finish, and you can work with the same expert year after year with TurboTax Live Full Service. Hand off your taxes today.
Knowledge is put to the test in every GMC Sierra. What we choose to know, we know completely. We are professional grade.
Thank you very much. We had a busy day. Lots of different things. We had some terrific people in today and trying to solve some of the problems that are going on in the country and outside of the country. We're doing very well with respect to
Horses Park.
other countries really behaving on taking the criminals that they send into our country and we're getting them out. These are some of the worst people on earth, and they're getting out and they're being accepted back in their countries, as you heard, without exception. So a lot of people thought that was not going to happen, but it's happening very full force.
It was obviously going to happen. Of course they're going to do that.
And we're getting some very, very dangerous people out of our country, which is very important.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps we'll go first one.
Yes, sir. So earlier today, before the press came in, you signed a commission appointing Chris Wright to be your next Secretary of Energy. We have another commission prepared for your signature, sir.
The
this
fuck is that?
Doug Collins to be Secretary of the VA. Doug Collins of Georgia.
Two very good men.
What, they run out of books? Bro, they got him signing the Constitution.
Thank you, sir. Next up, in light of numerous actions taken by a number of bodies of the United Nations, which exhibited deep anti-American bias, we have an executive order prepared for your attention that would withdraw the United States from the UN Human Rights Council, would withdraw the United States from the UNRWA, which is a refugee organization, and would also review American involvement in UNESCO, which has also exhibited anti-American bias. More generally, the executive order calls for a review of American involvement in funding in the UN in light of the wild disparities in levels of funding among different countries that, as you expressed previously, is deeply unfair to the United States.
So I've always felt that the UN has tremendous potential. It's not living up to that potential right now. It really isn't.
It's crazy how long it took for this shit to happen. How long we support people that fucking hate us.
Hasn't for a long time.
I hate
It
this
has,
shit.
There are great hopes for it.
Get out.
but,
Yeah, true.
It's not being well run, to be honest, and they're not doing the job. A lot of these conflicts that we're working on should be settled or